clear way to explain flipped classroom. So today we are focusing on these two subjects: an online learning platform and a way in the class that we can adopt to teach our students. So another question for all of you guys: how many of you will use discussion as a method or as an activity in class to engage your student into the classroom? How many of you will use discussion? Just not only lecture, but also like discussion? Please raise your hand. Okay, many of you. Okay, yeah, it seems to be a little bit different that I begin with all these questions, but now I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. And if you guys have any question, please feel free to interrupt me at any time during the workshop. We don't necessarily have to put the discussion or QA time at the end. So please raise your hand anytime you want to ask any question, okay? Okay, I don't expect we are like really in a quiet mode. We can actually discuss. And I will let you discuss with other teachers in the same table. So actually, I am a medical doctor. I've graduated from National Taiwan University. I think that's probably the most prestigious university in Taiwan. But you might think, then why are you here? Shouldn't you be in the hospital? Because I made a decision of the career change. A few months ago, a magazine, Parenting Magazine, it's the biggest educational magazine in Taiwan, wrote a story about me. It's from medical doctor to teacher behind the screen. You might think, why there's a change in my career? Because I met this guy on newspaper, okay, in the newspaper, Mr. Salman Khan. He is quite a brilliant guy. He graduated from MIT with EE and computer science degree, master degree, and later he went to Harvard to get his MBA degree there. And later he went to a hedge fund company to become the analyst there. And meanwhile, there was his cousin struggling in mathematics and wanted to ask Saul to become her tutor. But at that time, Saul was in Boston, and his cousin was in New Orleans. So you can see there is time difference. They were in like different time zone. So they cannot tutor in face-to-face mode. So they do it in a remote way, so use kind of like Skype. But so found it's very, very inefficient. So he began to try something that's, I think that's pretty clever. He records the videos just like you see on the screen, to upload these videos to YouTube and to let his cousin watch at any time, at anywhere, at her own pace. So later he found, yeah, his cousin really enjoyed it. His cousin even told Saul that he preferred the YouTube version of Saul Can rather than just through Skype. So it's really interesting. And to Saul, he pondered on this for a bit, and he found out that, yeah, it makes sense. Why? Because his cousin can repeat Saul, can stop Saul at any time, and can invite Saul to speak again, to review the lesson again, and at any time. So that's probably really good for the student. And later he also found the views of that videos are like really large or a lot, like maybe thousands or even 10,000 or 100,000 views. So definitely there are some other students need these videos. So when I read the report 5 years ago, I thought it was really, really smart to do this. So I tried my own version because I think I did pretty good in high school level of mathematics and science, and I kind of like taught many students when I was a college student, tutoring them. So I think I can only tutor a few, maybe 10 or 20 students, but I can't teach that much, and I want to help more students. So later I tried my way to record these videos, as you see, like mathematics, physics, and chemistry and biology. Just try to explain the concept in this kind of short videos. Each one is kind of like 5 to 10 minutes. I will tell you about these videos later, how I record it and why I use this way to record the videos. And actually it's Saul's way, Salman Khan's way. It's really good. So if we try to make a review of my videos, I record of these 4 subjects, from mathematics to biology, and over the past year it's over 1,000 videos actually. And every week it's 20,000 lessons being delivered every week. And totally it's now 700,000 lessons. That means that might be 700,000 different students watch different videos. And I think it's very difficult for any teacher to teach that much. It's impossible to through only face-to-face way. But as you see, I think I'm quite young, younger than most of you. I'm only 27. So it's impossible for anyone to do that. I think maybe even teaching after 20 years or even 30 years. But that's not the whole point, actually. If you can teach that much, is the student does the student really understand that? It's only views. It's not necessarily the quality of learning. So that's why we need a comprehensive platform. That's not only YouTube. YouTube, you can put all kinds of videos there, but you need other features, other functions. So I'm really lucky. After 5 years, I met Saul Khan himself. Actually, it's 1 month ago. I went to the US to attend a conference, Flip Learning Conference. I'll share you the story later. And later we went to Silicon Valley, to Mountain View, and share our experience in Taiwan. So I was quite inspired, and we might have future cooperation opportunity. But behind this Jin-Yi Academy, the Taiwan's Khan Academy, or you can say Khan Academy of the East, is actually held by our chairman of Fang Foundation, Mr. Fang. Actually, he was technology company chairman, and he has 20 years of working experience in Silicon Valley. And after he sold his company in 2010 with a quite large fortune, he began this Fang Foundation focusing on education and charity. So you can see he also had a friend. I think some of you might know Mr. Stanley Yan. Is anyone here knowing Yan? Oh, okay, some of you can. He's also our kind of like angel, helping us to build this platform with his foundation, Alliance Cultural Foundation. So these two foundations cooperate with each other to build Junyi Academy. And as you can see, with the technology background of Mr. Feng, he always reminds us of one important thing, that the students nowadays is facing the competition not only from other nations, not only from international competitors, but also from the robot. Well, actually maybe not this robot, but this kind of robot. A delicate robot that can do many things, like building a car, or even in some high-tech company, the robot is being programmed. They won't bump into each other. They can do many things efficiently. So, and actually their wages are pretty low. You can see it's only 7.5 US dollar per hour. I think it's probably like 10 Singapore dollars per hour. And with the improvement, with the progress of technology, this figure or number will actually become less. So if we can't teach our student something that the computer can't do, their future value will be limited by what the computer or the robot can do. So that's very important to every teacher. That's the challenge to us, that how can we teach our student in a different way and inspire them to let them have the ability better than computer or the robot. I think you might know this chart quite well because it's from PITSA, the program for international students assessment. And Taiwan's over here with good performance in mathematics, but above average variation. That's quite bad, actually. That means we have huge level difference from student to student. Actually, it shows that it's a 7 years level difference. So like if someone in probably the 15-year-old in grade 3 in middle school or high school, and it might have the level in years old, and another one in 10 years old. So it's quite a huge variation. And actually Singapore is here. It's better than us, and actually smaller variation. So actually it is me, I should learn from all you guys. So I think I would like to have the opportunity to learn from you. Yesterday I went to Redford girls' school to attend open class. That's pretty good, yeah, pretty fascinating biology class. And another picture we can see here is also we got good performance, but below average equity. The equity define, how do we define that? It's the correlation between performance and family's social economic status. And it's really high correlation in Taiwan. So that means if a student comes from a low economic status family, he could hardly make good grades in his studies. So that's not what we that's what we don't want in education, because we want every student to learn and they can take a successful career. So again, Singapore is better, I think. So later, maybe you guys can share with me. Okay. And other problems we saw is we have good grades in teams. It's also about mathematics and science, but if we review the learning attitude, it's our positive attitude is much below the international average, and the negative attitude is much higher. So there are three problems we face. One is variation, it's huge variation, and below average equality, and negative attitude, and like less motivation to learn. And we think that's due to lecture-based learning or lecture-based instruction in Taiwan. We kind of like have the examination system that put like strong pressure on students and also teachers to try to stuff all kinds of knowledge into students' mind. But the result is we might get pretty good grade, but will definitely cut down our interest or motivation in learning. But there's opportunity that with Khan Academy or MOOCs, as you see, massive opening online courses, overcoming the barrier of time and space. And at the same time, in Taiwan, most families have computers and internet. Now, I think in Singapore, it's like much higher percentage. In Taiwan, it's 96% for computers and 92% for internet. And another thing that is important is the trend of flipped learning and blended learning. I will explain that later. So, the solution might be new technology as new tools, as strong tools to help teachers and students to teach, to learn. But the key point is teachers embracing interactive teaching method. So that's something we think what we face and what's the opportunity and what's the solution. So with this view, our foundation have our own mission is to care for the vulnerable or like the students from the low socioeconomic status family, and also to help to elevate the elite at the same time. So for the top students or for the student at the bottom, and also the average student, we can help them through Genie Academy and online platform and flip learning, a good way to learn or to teach. And we also focus on rural education. So there's three major items that we care a lot. So now we can begin with Genie Academy, and you can understand more. If you Google this, Genie Academy, or if you can type in Chinese, Junyi, and you can see the first resource we get is short videos. As I showed you before, all these videos just like this kind of blackboard and with bright or light word writing, and it's handwritten. And if you spend some time to listen to the videos, it's kind of like one-on-one scenario. It's like this. It's like me sitting just beside the student and use a paper, try to explain the concept. So it's not a way just like in the classroom and the teacher use a more commanding voice or condescending voice to speak to the whole classroom. It's a very intimate way to deliver the message, to share the knowledge. And it's short videos. Maybe you guys may ask why we adopt this kind of method. And I want to ask you guys a question. How many of you know from the psychology report or research, how long is the average human's attention span? You can have a guess. How many of you think it's probably between 20 to 30 minutes? Okay, Two of you, thank you. And how many of you think it's between like 15 to 20 minutes? Okay, some of you, thank you. How many of you think it's between 10 to 15? Okay, some of you. How many of you think it's only 5 to 10 minutes? Oh, okay. And how many of you think it's even less than 5 minutes? Okay, thank you. Okay, the research in the US among the like university level students, it's 18 minutes. Okay, it means you can keep talking and keep saying something 18 minutes, and they can try their best to concentrate on what you're saying. But after 18 minutes, there must be a shutdown, and the student's brain will probably just completely going blank for a short time. So it's actually not a good idea to keep teaching or keep lecturing for a long time. So I am actually very curious about the system here, because I know it's 55 minutes per class, right? And kind of like 3 classes in a row, and then you got another 40 minutes to take a break, and later another like 2 hours or something, and later you have lunch after like 1 or 2 o'clock, right? So I think students in Singapore is really amazing, because in Taiwan we got like 45 minutes per class or 15 minutes per class, and then they definitely need a 10 minutes break or 15 minutes break, and then we go on to the next class. But it doesn't necessarily that bad if we teach like 55 minutes in a row and in 3 classes in a row. If we use in an interactive way to teach, it might be pretty good. So I will show you later how to use that method. But that's why we put these videos into short videos. It's one video, one concept. It's not like a video videotaping the teacher lecturing in the front and for 55 minutes, because the students can't stand that long on the internet. Okay. And why we use this kind of blackboard, why not whiteboard? In Saul's book, The One Word Schoolhouse, it says that it seems like, because at the beginning you see it will be completely black, and if you write something on there, you will see like yellow words or white words. It's like knowledge coming out of darkness or coming out of nowhere. So it's kind of a surprising way to inspire the students. And also, the handwritten way is to let the student to take notes at the same time as you teach. So it's much better than using the PowerPoint. Every time you click the PowerPoint, you show some additional information, and it's at the same time, it's pretty difficult for the student to catch on actually. Even they can pause it, but if you watch videos and you have to pause it quite frequently, it's not an efficient way. So the student can easily follow these videos and to learn. So you can see even the professor from National Taiwan University teaching linear algebra, or other doctor from the National Academy of Education Research in Taiwan teaching our like joint college entrance exams, mathematics. They all use this kind of method. So you can see in Genie Academy we have abundant resource in mathematics from elementary school level to high school level, probably 1,600 videos. And among science, we got a few hundreds. And English for conversation, vocabulary, and grammar there, and also for test preparation and other partner content. So it's over 3,500 videos according to Common Core in Taiwan. It's pretty important to follow local Common Core so that the student can learn easily. The teacher can use this video as a tool to help them to flip. So I'll share this guideline on the internet. If you guys are interested in it, you can go to this website, Flip Classroom Workshop, wikispace.com. It's sorry, it's in Mandarin, it's in Chinese, but I will share every step, like what software you can use and how to use that software, or what hardware you need. And if you are interested in recording short videos, it's the reference. So, in Genie Academy, the first resource, again, let me remind you, is the videos. But it's not enough, because videos, just like lecture, it's only one way giving the knowledge to the student. It's just input for the student. The student needs output, okay? So they will become smarter. So in Genie Academy, there is a system for the interactive exercise. Let's take mathematics as an example. You can see here, it's basically it's addition and subtraction. And later here is multiplication and division, and it's all the way down to calculus. So it's a knowledge map. That means if you master this concept, you can go to the next concept, and if you like flunk in this concept, you can go to the previous one. So it's kind of a knowledge tree or knowledge map. And if you try to click it to zoom in, you can see, like in this part, it's actually more little spot there. One spot or one star means an interactive exercise. So let's see what the interactive exercise means. With the methods of the software like this, if we want to share the concept of angle, they can use this protractor to measure the angle and put the right answer there, so he can get 3 leaves. But if he can't understand the question or he don't know how to answer, there is a button here. You can click it. You can see the hint, and it's interactive hint. It won't show you the answer directly. It will show you step by step. And at last, if you see the answer there, you can still put it on that column, and you can get 1 leaf. So the student is being encouraged, every time, even they don't get the good grade there. Okay, and so we use this kind of way to ask the teachers to design the exercise specification, and the teacher designing the exercise and give it to the engineers to code, and later the reviewers checking that, and later the managers can publish in them. So with this interactive exercise, and as you see the 1 leaf or 2 leaves or 3 leaves, it's actually some points on the system, energy points. So the student can get badges on the system. It's kind of like an encouraging system. It's like Khan Academy actually. So with higher points, they can change their avatar. So I think it's pretty good for like primary school student. But actually, even for me, a 27-year young man, I still like being quite inspired or encouraged by this kind of system when I learned in Khan Academy. So you can see the avatar also grow up. Okay. And now we cooperate with Jimmy. I think he's quite a famous illustrator in Taiwan. That we have local avatars, so that can inspire the student more in local, in like individual country. But at this point, I want to make a stop here. I think some of you might think it's quite confused. You share this system, it's kind of like asking a student to learn here, and it seems we don't need a teacher. You can watch the videos, right? Getting the concept, and you can use the interactive exercise to level up your skill, and you have badge systems or avatars to encourage the student. So, do we need a teacher? Definitely we do. The teachers can't be replaced. Just like me, a doctor can't be replaced by a machine like CT scan or MRI. That's just a tool. So actually, for our system, we invite the teachers to become the coach of a student. So if students put their teacher's email address there to add their teachers as their coaches, teachers can see how students doing in each concept. Like this, if we click on like one concept, it's showing who just start that concept. It means who just begin to do the exercise, and who is proficient. There is a probability model behind this system. Is that if the probability to answer the next question right is more than 95%, then the system will define the student as proficient. Okay, and other probability model between defined, review, or struggling. And if someone is struggling, you can click into it and see how he answered the exercise. So like this one, he answered it right with probably 40 seconds. And this one, he answered it wrong, probably with 20 seconds. And this one, he also clicked the hint button. And with this one, he also watched the related videos. So you can see how the students answering this. And even you can click into the individual bar, individual column, and it will show that question, how they answer it. So like after 22 seconds, he clicked the hint button, and right after that, he just answered something wrong, and after 7 seconds, he found, oh, actually the right answer is like this. So we can review the student's thought even before the class if we can use this kind of system. So I think it's quite fascinating to me if I can use this before class, and in class I can do more stuff. Okay, and here we cooperate with our Ministry of Education. There is a remedial project in Taiwan. I don't know, is there any kind of project like this in Singapore? The system is that the Ministry of Education will ask the Internet Center to give their students information to the assessment system. So the assessment system, they have a technology-based test in three times in a year to test the students' proficiency in individual concept, whether they need a remedial project. That means they flunked in the previous year concept, so they need more lessons in the next year. But actually, the teacher don't know what to do, because most of the time they will teach again, but that might not be a good way or an efficient way to do that. So now the assessment system will pass all the data, including the test result, to us. So we will map the email to account and result to goal What's that mean? Let's look at this part. It means we can, like, for instance, there's some students who has like three concepts flunked, and 2 is like okay, and 1 is proficient, and we will use some code to put this concept into the goal in the system. So the student can easily click the button there, and they can immediately have the exercise they want to use. So they know how to get better with the system. And also, if the teacher asks the student to click the button at the front, they can go to the knowledge map, and that concept will be put into the center of the knowledge map. So you can go retrospectively to see what's the previous concept, because sometimes the student gets stuck in one concept. That's not necessarily they stuck in that concept. That might be the previous concept they start. So that's why we think with this kind of technology we can help the student and teacher at the same time. So let's see some users' data. After we launched this website, Genie Academy, probably 2 years ago, and it grows rapidly this year, now to 62,000. But it's not only the total registration makes sense. It's very important. We need daily active users. So probably 10% of them are daily active users, and for weekly active users, 1/3 of them. And it's also interesting to see the coaches with different student number here. So there are probably nearly 300 coaches with 3 students in the system. And there are also nearly like 300 coaches with over 30 students in that system. So that means there are some teachers using this in the class. So how do they use that? We will find out later. And also you can see some coaches has only 1 or 2 students. Like with the 1 student coaches, it's nearly 2,500. And that's probably the parent. So the parent can also be engaged into the system. So the total coaches here, now it's nearly 5,000. So we can see in Genie Academy, we have these 4 features: videos, interactive exercise, badge system, and coach system. And with the goal that we want to provide equal opportunity to learn. And the Jin in Chinese, actually, Jin is the equal opportunity. Yeah, and E is actually this character here, 1, and we want to provide best content to learn. Because if we use the internet in a wise way, you can do it at the same time to provide equal opportunity and best content. And so you can see now the lessons being delivered every day is over 5,000, and the interactive exercise being done every day is over 7,000, and the total exercise being done is over 1 million, and the total lessons delivered is over 1.2. But the most interesting data, or most attractive data to us is this. The classes flipping with Genie is over 1,000. So now I'm going to talk about what happened within those classes. As we review the data of the high school biology lessons on Genie, it's recorded by me, and we saw there are two different groups viewing these videos, and it's like 3:1 in ratio, and the orange one is actually girls. And even half of them is girls between 13 to 17. So at first, because actually it's free to everyone, the videos, it's open to everyone, so it's quite interesting. So at first, some of my colleagues just asked me, hey, isn't that because you are a young man recording the videos, so it's more attractive to young girls? But I say no, I didn't put my face on that, and if I do, I don't think it's like helpful. So definitely that's not the reason. And later I got some messages from Facebook message. There's a girl in a school that's sharing with me. She said I can repeat it, and when I cannot understand it, and my teacher used this video in our class. So I'm really interested. And a few weeks later, I went to Taipei First Girl High School. That's the best high school in Taiwan, best girl high school in Taiwan, to deliver a speech. And later, a teacher came to me and said, it is me that create this data. And I said, why? So she shared with me how she used our videos. It's the Moodle system. You don't need to understand the Chinese here. It's the Moodle system that you can put all kinds of videos and design some exercise on that on your own if the teacher knows how to use it. So on your left-hand side, it's the videos from Genie Academy. And on the right-hand side, it's some of other videos on the internet. The teacher thinks it might help the student. And that's the first week of that semester. So what the teacher was really doing is to ask the student to watch these videos as homework. And because each one is like 5 to 7 minutes, and it's 8 here, so it will take 1 hour to watch those videos. But most of the students will speed up to probably like 1.25 or 1.5 times faster. So actually, it's only probably 40 to 50 minutes to watch those videos, and it's 2-hour long classes every week in school. So actually, they shrink the time for lecture from 2 hours to 50 minutes, and it's homework. And what they do in the classroom is you won't see the teacher actually doing any lecture because it's unnecessary after watching the videos. So at this time, the teacher just try to make sure what's in the student's mind. So she gave them the handout with question on that. Let them have the discussion, and later to kind of like write their answer in a handout and to share with others. And at the end of the class, each group will make their presentation, so the teacher can give them immediate feedback. Okay, and sometimes they even bring the traditional homework in that classroom to finish that, so they can have good discussion with other classmates, which they can't do when we do the homework at home with ourselves only. So you can see the teacher change her role into a facilitator, try to help every